Batman. I'm Batman.
Now you wanna get nuts?
Let's get nuts.
It was very exciting, the idea of bringing back Michael Keaton as a Tim Burton Batman. And it was one of the things that cemented the decision to make The Flash. It's like bringing back a classic. It's like bringing back the Beatles.
I'm Batman.
Many people probably think that they won't see Keaton's Batman again in their lifetimes, and they have to contend with rewatching the old movies like Tim Burton's Batman and Batman Returns.
Things change.
That's why it's so exciting for people that were affected by the first Batman to see that Batman is coming back again. The nostalgia works so good. Michael Keaton's Batman probably has the longest and a more complex arc. He adds a heart to his character, and he's a very human Batman, and he's reluctant to come back. The thing with Batman in general is that this man is immersed in his misery, in his childhood trauma, and he doesn't seem to be able to overcome it. It's the only Batman, apart from the Adam West version, that seems to have a sarcastic sense of humor about it, that it's very tied to a coping mechanism. He has a very dark side to him, but there's a lightness to him, and that's remarkable of his performance. What was kind of fun was that Michael Keaton's Bruce, or Batman, had never been a mentor. He'd always been a lone wolf. We'd never got to see him with Robin or with anyone younger like that. And so to have him suddenly thrust into that role of mentor is just kind of fun and challenging for him. And it's great because Barry Allen brings to that relationship so much love, so much trust from his own Bruce. Having that kid suddenly show up in his life, it changes Keaton's Bruce over the course of the movie and lets the two Batmen kind of share one arc. The director Andy Muschietti really wanted to defy people's expectations of where Bruce Wayne would be 30 years later. He also wanted to deepen the backstory of Bruce Wayne. If Bruce/Batman, as the story tells, has been retired for 25 years, what happened to him? Something should have happened to Bruce Wayne to want to stop being Batman. The director says Michael Keaton's Batman did something that goes against his code. He killed the criminal in front of his child. Unknowingly, but he still did it, which is an exact mirroring situation of what happened to him when his parents were killed in front of him. And that created that monster that Batman is. So he just couldn't cope with it, and that's why he decided to shut off his other side Batman. And he hasn't been able to forgive himself. And now the way we find him is a bit of like the evolution of that journey. He's a tragic figure. He's basically a character that is in search of redemption, but eventually finds a way to do it by helping Barry. And now, the Batsuit. The costume designers prepped a lot for when Michael Keaton would arrive, because he's such a huge iconic star and his Batman is imprinted in every retina in the world. One of the most exciting things to take on was Michael Keaton's new Batsuit. They all know very well, particularly in the costume world, the original Batsuits that Michael wore in the 1989 Batman movie and 1992 Batman Returns. They wanted to be really true to the technology involved in those costumes, the look of those costumes. How would they have developed? What would they have become? And what would have happened in 30 years to those costumes? One of the folklores about Michael Keaton's original Batsuits were that they were really constrictive and hard to move in. And then Michael developed as part of his character when he was unable to look up or look down, look left or look right. So he used his entire body to make those moves very famously. The Batsuits from Burton's Batman and Batman Returns movies were very hot, uncomfortable, and of course, very old to be used. So the designers team took it on themselves to try and create a new rubber Batsuit that would be much more flexible, much more comfortable, and much more usable. But when Michael Keaton put the cowl on the first time, he said, "No, I can't have that. There is no way we can have movement. That's a really important thing." So they did what he wanted. They stayed true to the classics, and Keaton, like in the original Tim Burton's Batman movies, couldn't turn his head. The costume designer Alexandra Byrne had gone very emotional when she first put on the suit on Michael, because it had been 30 years. To see Michael in the suit was absolutely incredible, and it brought back nostalgic feelings. Michael Keaton is the ultimate pro. He plays everything very small to the degree that you almost can't catch it, but then it's projected onto the big screen and it's unbelievable. The amount of control he has over his face muscles, his eyebrows, his eyes, his mouth, even when it's done at the smallest, he's telling you exactly what needs to be told. It was pure magic. There is something you should know. Michael's son and his grandson were in Leavesden, Warner Brothers Studios, visiting one day on the set of The Flash. The fact is, when Michael did Tim Burton's Batman, his son Sean Douglas was 4 years old. And now his grandson River is 4 years old, and he's seeing his grandfather as Batman. And that was very emotional for him, and of course for us as well. Michael Keaton was 71 at the time of this film's release, making him the oldest live-action Batman ever. And this is the final day of his shooting. Perhaps Michael Keaton didn't know how he was gonna feel about being this character again, but I think he's walking away from this movie with a lot of love for Batman. That's all! Thanks for watching, like, subscribe, watch more videos, and see you next time. Bye!